team to try and punish space in behind. Chloe Lacasse starting, Stina Blacksteady starting, even Sabrina D'Angelo in goal. Looked very much like that was a team geared to try and punish space, particularly behind the fullbacks. Was that something that was part of your game plan?
It was scary how much we think alike, Tim. Or how you think like me when you were seeing us play. No, you're right. I think United is a very strong team, but I think they do open up some gaps, and they are stepping out, and it's really important to have movement against that. I was pleased with many parts of our performance against City, but I thought we lacked that in the first half, and I think we had that better today.
And we spoke yesterday about the threat of Nikita Paris and JC. Kind of two questions in one here. First of all, it seems to me like there was a real emphasis on being aggressive on them and pushing them away from the goal and not allowing them to turn. Was that part of the game plan and folded into that Lotte Wubben-Moyes performance? A lot of big strikers aren't scoring goals against Arsenal this season, and Lotte, one of the common denominators.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the units work was really important today because it's a quite new back four for us, where we had Leah Williamson injured, we have Amanda Ilestedt ill, we have Emily Fox at the Gold Cup, and so we had to rejig, and you could see that now a player like Codina, for example, she's trained very well, so she was ready to play, but it's still a new back four to play together. But in that unit, we have to acknowledge a player like Lotte Wubben-Moyes. We have to acknowledge the levels that she's been playing at this season, and seeing how much she develops, and a performance like she does today. I think that's incredible, and I think it's something that the whole club should be very proud of, because she's Arsenal through and through, and she's coming from our academy, and she's coming from our community, and to see her excel the way she does at Emirates Stadium, I think it's fantastic. So I'm really, really happy for both her and the club to see that.
Art.
Hey Jonas, just on something else that we touched on yesterday in terms of playing, I guess, off instinct. It seemed like Chloe was doing that the whole game. I was just wondering, is that, with her starting, something you would have wanted to see from her, because it just seemed like she'd pick up the ball and run whatever was in front of her?
I think Chloe was absolutely great today, but I also think what we need to acknowledge for it is to see that there's still the fact when you see us as a team, we come up against low blocks more often than any other team does in the league. And today we did not come up against a low block. It was more space for us when we played out of their pressure for it. And we've seen that in the season, we're really, really good managing that. And we progressed against low blocks as well. But Chloe, she did what she's doing really, really well. She used her pace. She went on the outside a lot of times on their fullback. And I think there's very few players in the world that can deal with a Chloe Lacasse that uses her pace and goes on the outside, because she's incredibly fast and skillful on those feet.
And just on that as well, the point on, I guess, the team not being fully mature yet in terms of, I guess, not like in general experiences, but where you want them to go. Did this performance, I guess, show you anything positive in terms of that wanting to grow more with that maturity?
We're taking steps all the time for it. We're taking steps all the time. I think the playing group and staff group has been phenomenal since the new year. I think we're doing so much productive work on the pitch, and we're developing the way that we are playing. But like I said on the press conference for it, we still haven't had all our players available. We still have players returning to play from injuries or being away from injuries and so on. And we knew that before the season was going to start. So it's not an excuse. It's just about something we need to deal with. But now coming into March, I think we're at a good point. But we know we need to deal with more things now, because Sabrina D'Angelo and Chloe Lacasse, they also go for the Gold Cup. And they're not going to be back, hopefully for Canada's sake, for our game against Tottenham. So we lose 2 of our starting 11 players here now for our next game in the league. So it is a period of the season that is a little bit turbulent with players available, and we just need to make the best out of it.
Emma.
Congratulations, Jonas. How significant do you think this victory will be for your side, particularly when you're looking up towards the top of the table on that title?
No idea. It's hard. It would be nice to say it can be really significant, but the reality is about it, that is what we do in the next 8 games that's going to give this victory here any value. And that's the mindset we need to do, because if we don't perform well in the next 8 games, today is not worth anything.
Can I just ask about Leah, because I believe you just spoke to Vicky Sparks and said it's looking likely that she might have to withdraw from the England squad.
Who did you speak to?
In your BBC interview.
BBC.
Yeah, I think it's likely that will be the case, but I don't know yet.
And just on Leah as well, with her head injury towards the end, how's she doing this season afterwards?
No, I haven't. I have media obligations, but I really think and hope that she's okay. Otherwise, we would have been taking her off. And difference to Europe, here we have the concussion sub, which I think is really good for the player's health perspective. So if she would have had a head injury, then we had a player that we could put on. So we took a medical decision that it was safe for her to continue to play. Thanks.
I know you touched on this. I know that a league season is based over the whole season, but
Yeah, it's how the league works.
this weekend feels like a sort of quite a pivotal weekend. Obviously, with the result last night and then today, with 8 games to go, I mean, everyone now knows exactly what they need. I know you've said obviously you've got to perform well.
Yeah,
So,
that's what we need to do.
But it feels like everyone now knows where it's going to come down to.
Well, I think when you see the league and it's going to be small margins, every game is going to be really important, and it's about being consistent in your performances. And the only thing I know when I see the league table to see that we need to get more points than the 2 teams in front of us in order to bypass them, of course. And we are playing both of these teams. We're playing them away. It's 2 really tough games for us. Do I think that we have the capacity to be able to win at both those places? Yes, I do. If we reach 100% of our potential, yes, I do. And believe that we can win.
Awesome. We'll leave it there.
One a bit separate to the game, but at the moment the top 6 in the WSL currently mirror kind of the traditional top 6 in the Premier League. Do you think that's a showing of where the game is going, and it's good for the game that they're being supported by, I guess, bigger organisations?
Yes and yes.
Thank you, guys.